Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can install some very useful software on Ubuntu. And in this video, I'm going to be using the new Ubuntu 20.10, and it has the pre-installed desktop. It was just released a few days ago by Ubuntu, and so far I've liked it. There are definitely some bugs, some things that I wish they would fix, which they probably are working on fixing, but overall it's not that bad. And the stuff I'm showing you will also apply for other versions of Ubuntu. So if you want to stay with 20.04, you can still do the same stuff that I'm going to do. So I just installed this. It's a fresh install. So what I like to do is I like to go to the Ubuntu software store, and I like to install Chromium because I'm more of a fan of Chromium than Firefox. For me, on the Pi, I always get better performance when I'm using Chromium. Firefox always just seems a little bit laggier to me, but that's just what happens to me. I mean, you guys might like Firefox more. It's just my personal preference. So because this is the first time, it just downloads everything. Gonna download the catalog. Okay, so here we are. So I'm just gonna go straight away to the search bar. And there's already tons of apps in here, apps in the software store, which is pretty good. So here's the Chromium web browser. You just click install. You're gonna have to type in your password that you created when you were installing this. I'm not doing like an installation video because ETA Prime and LeePSB video have already done that. So I don't feel a need to do that. If you don't know how to install it, just go over to their channel and check that out. So it's installing right now. It says unable to install because it's in progress. For some reason when installing Chromium it does this, but it's actually installing it. It just doesn't show it. So while that's installing, there's one more software that I always use. It's called Menu Editor. And because you install a lot of stuff in your Pi, but you don't have, the only way to launch it is from the terminal, and you want an icon in your show applications part. So you want an icon where you can just click on it to open it. So with this menu editor, we're going to be able to do that, and I'm going to show you guys how you can do that for some other software that we're going to be installing. So I just click install. Yeah, now I'm just going to wait for these to finish installing. Okay, so they're both done installing now, so I can just close up the software center and go search for Chromium. So here's Chromium web browser. I hit launch, and here we are. I'm gonna make it my default browser, so I'm just gonna set as default. Yes, I want to do that. Okay, so the first app I want to show you guys is a Discord app, and if you're a Discord user like me, you probably want an app on your Raspberry Pi instead of having to use it in the browser. So this is a Discord app made by SpacingBat3, and it's using Electron. He had made an app before, but this is an updated version, and it works really good actually. So you're just gonna go over to his GitHub, which I'll leave in the description. And if you want to, you can build it from source, but you don't really need to do that. He already has a compiled version. So you just go over to releases right here. Right here, 0.2.0. And because I'm on 64-bit Ubuntu, I want the Linux ARM64 version. So I just click on that one, and it downloads it for me. While that's downloading, I'll just go ahead and go over to my downloads folder. Right here, just downloading for me. Okay, so it's done installing. So here's my folder, and I'm just gonna go extract to, and I just want to put this in my home folder because I want it to be easily launchable. So I just put it there. I click select, and right there you see it's already done in extracting. So we have it right here, and it's called Linux ARM64. So now to launch this, you can launch it in a terminal, but I want a desktop icon for this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to close this up, show applications. I'm going to go over to menu editor, which we installed earlier. So what you're going to do inside of menu editor, you're going to click the plus sign. You're going to go add launcher. And first of all, our command, what command you're going to type is home dash and your name that you put. So mine is Luke F. Renner. Your guys will be whatever you put in when you first install the system. And then you're gonna put the name of the folder. So if you forgot what it's called, just go back, open up the folder. It's called Linux ARM64. So there's no Discord there actually. Linux ARM64. And then what you're gonna type is another dash. You're gonna type Discord Electron. You have to type it correctly for it to work. And then right here for icon, you're gonna go right here. You're gonna go browse files, and there's already an icon in here. So you go Linux ARM64. You go to images, and right here app.png. So that's the one we want. You're gonna hit OK. And look at that. It's a nice little Discord app. And new launcher, you're gonna rename that to Discord, or if you want to rename it to something else, you can. Right here, you just put a description like I did chat online. You can leave that blank. We don't need to do anything there. The category, we need to add to a category. So you just click on here, and I would say it's a network and chat, because that's what it is. And then what you're gonna do, you're gonna click save launcher, and it's saved. So now to test it out, just go over to your show applications, search for Discord right here. It looks pretty good, so hope it works. And here we are. It's launching the Discord Electron app for us. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and log in. So I'm just doing the quick login with my phone, so you guys don't see any of my passwords or anything. And here we are. So there's no terminal window open, there's nothing like that, and we have a desktop icon. And you can also pin this to right here or whatever. I mean, it's really good. I can make it full screen. I'll go over to my server. Yeah, it's really good. I can do this. And another cool thing, we have this icon right here. So if you don't want to see it, you can just go like this, toggle. But it still shows that you're online. So people are going to think you're online, but you don't have to see the Discord icon. And when you want to see it again, you just go toggle. Here we are. We're back here. Yeah. So one thing that I did was there's some software on here that I had to compile from source and do stuff like that, and then there's Debian packages I made so you guys can install it easier. So to download these, you just have to join my Discord server. Yeah, so I was saying, you just join my Discord server, and I have these two files right here that you can download. So the first one is a Google Drive link because it's too big to install. I mean to upload to Discord. So you're just gonna click that Google Drive link, and the link to the Discord server is down below. So while that's just loading, I can just click download. So that one's downloading, and I'm just gonna go over ahead and get the second one. Okay, those are done installing now, so I can just close up my tab right here, and I'm just gonna close up Discord because it's not needed, and I can just go quit. So that will just slow down, make things faster. And then we have our file manager, downloads. So first of all, this is the useful software one that it was on the Discord server. So I'm just gonna extract it here, and then we have the Etcher. So first of all, if you want to install Etcher.debian package, if you want to be able to flash operating systems and stuff from your system, just use this. So you can install this with software install, or software install I'm not going to show you guys, you just double click and install it, or you can just do it in terminal. So go open in terminal, and then what you're going to type is sudo dpkg-i, and let's look at what it's called. It's called etcher.deb, etcher.deb, and you hit enter and you just type in your password, and it's just unpacking it and building it all for us. So when you were installing that, you might have got an error. So to fix that, all you have to type is this command, which will be in the description, and it's just going to fix all of the dependencies for us. It's because this Etcher wants some type of dependencies and stuff like that. Okay, so it looks like it's fixed now. Yeah, so all you have to do is you install the package, and then if you're going to get some errors probably because you don't have everything installed that it needs. So you just do the apt fix broken install command, which will be in the description. And then here we have Balena Etcher in our software center right here. And Etcher's kind of a heavy program, so on all operating systems, even on my computer, it takes longer to open. Here we have Etcher running on our 64-bit Ubuntu. You can select your image, the flash, and here you have it. So that's useful, and a lot of people do want that. Another thing, if you go to this useful software folder that I have, there's some different stuff in there, and you don't know why you need it yet, but I will be showing you. So we have the Raspberry Pi Imager deb. So some people want Raspberry Pi Imager instead of Etcher, so you can just use this one. Or if you're like me and you use both, I use Raspberry Pi Imager to flash Raspberry Pi OS, and Etcher to flash other operating systems. If you're like me, you can just do that. So just type in the name of the file, Raspberry Pi Imager _ 1.4 _ ARM64. Oops, I forgot sudo. Here we go, sudo dpkg, type in your password, and here we go, it's going to start building it for us. I got dependency problems again, so I'm just going to try to fix that up. Fix broken install. So I'm just going to hit Y. I don't know why I'm getting so many dependency errors installing these. I think that they just all need different dependencies, and when they're not installed, it can't install correctly. But when you try to fix it, they should work correctly. Okay, so it looks like it's fixed correctly. So if we just search for Imager, here we have the nice Raspberry Pi logo, and we just hit enter. Here we are, Raspberry Pi Imager running on Ubuntu. How great is that? So like I said, if you get those dependency errors, just do the apt fix and you should be good. And you can just choose your SD card and flash it up. It's really great. So we're just making this more and more like a full desktop operating system. So now a lot of people want to watch Netflix on their Raspberry Pi, and they're like, I can't watch Netflix on Ubuntu, so I'm just going to go back to Raspberry Pi OS. Well, you don't have to worry about that. Thanks to Monkablat, or Monkapi, the creator of Flame Monk Ubuntu, he has a Docker image, and it works great, and you can watch Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, all of that type of stuff on here. So you just go over to his GitHub, copy the commands, open up a terminal, Control-Alt-T is fine, hit paste, and you're gonna have to type in your password now. And it's first gonna install Docker for us because this is using a Docker image. It's contacting the Docker image and then using this Chromium with Widevine support. So it's actually a really great little thing to have and to be able to use. So it's just building up Docker for us right now. Here we are. Docker finished installing. So now we just need to git clone Monka's GitHub, and then we're going to cd into it and build it up. This is kind of a bigger type of file, so it does take a little bit to git clone. Okay, so it's done, and I just did cd docker chromium rmhf, and it's in the place. So now I'm just going to type this command, and it's going to like start building the image for us. See, it's just sending build context to the Docker file. Here now it's pulling all the files that needed, and then it's going to start building it. So this does take a good 10 minutes or something. Okay, so it's done downloading. So now there's one command you have to type. It's sudo chromium rmhf, and it looks for the Docker image. It finds it, and you should have Chromium with DRM with Widevine support running on your Pi. Here we are. Look at this Chromium, and if I scroll down here, you'll see that it's the same icon, but this Chromium should only be used for watching movies, not for Google searching, not for anything like that, because if you do use it for that, it's just not gonna work well. It's gonna crash, like settings crashes on here, so it's basically only good for that, but you don't need it when you have normal Chromium. But now I'm not gonna go into showing you guys how it performs when you watch something, because I don't really feel like I need to. But now you probably want an icon for that, so you can launch it from your apps right here without having to use the terminal. So just go over to menu, editor, and you're going to click the add sign again, and it's going to be a launcher again. So you can call this whatever you like. I'm just going to call it Chromium with Widevine support. And then you can just put a description. Watch Netflix. I mean, these are just what I'm writing. And the command is sudo chromium. You can dash rmhf. And then it does run in the terminal, so you need to add that. And then right here, you're just going to select a category. And I would say it's in audio, or it's in network web browser, you could say. Yeah. So then you're just going to hit add. You're going to hit this button right here to save it. Oops. We didn't add a icon. So you're going to browse the files, and in this downloads that you downloaded from my server, useful software, there's a chromium.png. So you can just use that for your icon. So I'll just save this up. There we are. And we can search for it. Here we are. Chromium with Widevine support. Just click on that. It's going to ask you for a password. So it's just going to open a terminal window like this, but there's a launcher in your apps. So it makes it launching a lot easier than having to do that. So here we are. So it's super easy to launch this one too. It's a great addition. And I hope this is helpful for you guys. So we have so we've installed Discord, and now some people want to have Box86 on their Ubuntu and they don't know how to, but I want to give a big thanks to Nova Spirit for making this a lot easier. He's found how to do this and the dependencies that are needed. So first of all, Box86 as of now only works on 32-bit operating systems, so you have to add RMHF, which RMHF means 32-bit. which means ARM32. So you just open up a terminal, paste that command in here, and you type in your password, and it just does this. Now you need to update your system first. This won't work if you don't update your system after doing this. So you just go sudo apt update, and now it's going to update from both repositories, from the, see, it says RMHF, and it has the ARM64 repositories. That's what we want. It's going to read the package list, do everything like that, and it says all packages are up to date. So if you're on Ubuntu 20.04, copy these dependencies. If you're on Ubuntu 20.10 like me, copy these dependencies. So just copy these dependencies, copy, paste, and there's a lot of them, as you see. You just hit enter, and you're going to hit Y, and these are all RMHF dependencies so that Box86 can run correctly. Yeah, so that's about it, what we need with this GitHub page, but this GitHub page will be in the description too, so you guys can easily access it and copy those commands. Okay, all the dependencies are done, so now we're ready to install Box86. So to do this, it's still going to be in that folder that you downloaded from my Discord server earlier in downloads, useful software. Here we have box86.deb. So we're going to open in terminal, and you're going to type sudo dpkg-i box86.db, and you're going to type in your password. Here we are. It's going to unpack it, and there we go. So if you want to see if it's working now, Box86, and we get all these Box86 things, and these are what should happen. So Box86 is correctly installed, and you can use Box86 on here just like you would use it on Raspberry Pi OS. So that's a really cool addition. So we've actually installed a lot of software on here and made it a lot better. So there's one more thing that some people want and some people don't want, and that's RetroPie, and they don't know how to install it right away because you have to add some special dependencies and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys how you can do that correctly and get up RetroPie running on Ubuntu. Okay, so RetroPie has a little thing about how to install it on Raspbian, but before we're be able to do this, we have to install some dependencies. So you're going to open up a terminal, Control-Alt-T, and you have to add this PPA. So this will be in the description, of course. You're just going to hit enter. You're going to type in your password. And it's going to search for it, and it says you'd be crazy to use this PPA, but that's just to be a joke, of course. Just hit enter, and it's adding it to our system now. But make sure to do this before installing RetroPie. If you do it after, it won't work. You'd have to do it on a fresh install of Ubuntu. So definitely do this before. And now we have to do sudo apt-update to after you add something like this, you always do update so it refreshes everything. And it says 2 packages can be upgraded, so let's go ahead and upgrade that. Hit Y. And it's a quick little update. There we are. So now we can start installing RetroPie. So you can go over to their little website here, and first of all you have to git clone their GitHub. So you just hit git clone. It git clones into RetroPie-Setup. And then you have to execute it. So all you do is type that, and what it does is it can't find all the dependencies needed, so it goes and searches for them right now, and then it's going to go into the RetroPie-Setup. And the reason we add the PPA before is because it gets some of the dependencies from there that it normally cannot find in the Ubuntu dependencies. Okay, so it's done doing that. Now I'm in the RetroPie setup script. So you hit OK. It says 64-bit support on the Raspberry Pi is not officially supported, but it does work because I've tested it. So I hit OK, and I want to click yes. Here we are. So this is version 4.6.9. It is Arch64. And because we added that new group, I would recommend just closing up RetroPie and then opening up the terminal again and pasting these commands, just so it gets a little refresh done, so it will work better. Oops, typed my password wrong. Here we are. And we get to go straight to the setup script. So what you're going to do now is you're going to go basic install. Yes, I want all of the packages. So it's going to get all the dependencies, build everything, and install RetroPie on our 64-bit Ubuntu. Okay, so right now my internet connection is really bad because my dad and my sister are on Zoom because of online school and online work and stuff. So I'm not going to be able to finish installing RetroPie, but you see how it works. You see how it's done. And to make a desktop icon for this, you're just gonna I already included a RetroPie logo for you guys. So you would just go over to menu editor, and you would click that. You would do the add launcher, and then you could use that icon I showed you guys. You could do RetroPie, and the command is gonna be emulation station, and you're gonna hit run in terminal. And with that, you'd have a RetroPie thing in your system. So I don't have it installed, that's why I can't do it. But you guys understand how to do it, and yeah. So all the links and all the files that I have will be down below in the description. I mean, the files will be in my Discord server, so if you want access to those, please join my Discord server. And yeah, so Ubuntu on the Pi is looking pretty good. I can't wait for more updates and better performance, but yeah. So if this video was helpful for you guys, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe.